My name's Rob, and you may know me from a Twitch and YouTube channel called Slant Alpha Adventures. Our captain for the series is Max, who you may know from a YouTube and Twitch channel called Citation Max. On behalf of Max and VATUSA and myself, welcome to the conclusion of our flight across America. We've been doing a flight as American 503 from Denver to Dallas Love. In previous episodes, we went over how we chose our origin, destination, and route. We briefed our departure procedure, pushed back and taxied out, took off, arrived at cruise, briefed our star and approach, then got assigned a new star and approach, and we were just arriving in the vicinity of our destination and starting to expect vectors to final. Let's jump back into the cockpit with Max. Max, bring us home.
Alright, I think that's Addison here. Again, times I've flown in this airspace in the real world, very busy. A lot of airports, a lot of training going on, a lot of jet traffic, a lot of little airports where you got big jets coming off, leveling 2,000 feet right below you. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool airspace. You got Love, you got DFW. I just took off out of DFW a couple months ago, and such a fun time, right? We came in the evening. It was an evening push. We literally had airplanes 3 miles in trail for probably 30 miles. It was just stacked up. There was an American 737 in front of us and behind us. It was awesome. It was super cool. You just bridge routing and all these different routings that you don't really do at Class Charlie, Delta.
United 791, contact forward
so
center,
cool.
133.
And the times I've flown into Dallas Love in the real world, super interesting. Some of their procedures, like they give you these really hard kind of like over 100-degree turns off the runway, and kind of circle you over the airport, climb you to kind of get you away from DFW traffic. So, yeah, it's a really cool airspace. Really cool
after
airspace.
Orville, descend and maintain 4,000, FedEx 375 Heavy. American 503, turn right, heading 160.
We've mentioned a couple times now how the pilot has to be the one in charge of the plane, not the FMC. When Max got that vector and took the plane into heading select mode, the airspeed mode changed, and Max saw that and put it back to 240 knots where he wanted it. It's an important lesson, and that is, even though the autopilot's engaged, keep scanning all of your gauges and intervene if necessary by switching modes to make the plane do what you want it to do, not to mention what you've been cleared to do.
Alright, so here we're just managing speed, right? We're at 5,000 feet. We want to be obviously careful not to come in too hot. So we're just kind of looking for that. If you feel like you're coming in too hot, you don't have a good handle for the airplane, you can always say, hey, air traffic control, in this case, regional approach, American 503, what speed do you need? And if they say speed or discretion, you can slow to whatever you want to do. Obviously, you don't want to do anything crazy like slow to final approach speed right now. That's a very quick way to get in trouble. But hey, 180, 210, something, get some flaps in, start feeling comfortable, get the airplane configured, right? Never a bad thing to say, hey, approach, what speed do you need? Very common, very common. Approach, American 503, what speed do you need?
American 503, speed to your discretion.
Our discretion, American 503. So just like that, perfect. So we're going to go to
approach
210
Southwest
knots.
2305, heading 090, descending at a 11,000 for 5,000. Southwest 2305, regional approach, roger.
Okay, we're going to start looking for the airport there. I believe that is it. Yeah, that is definitely it. It concurs NOLA Airport in the vicinity. Yeah, that's definitely it. Beautiful.
American 503, contact regional approach 123.9er.
123.9er, American 503. Have a great night. We'll see you. Alright, 23.9. Regional approach. Good evening, American 503. 5,000, 160 heading, 210 on the speed.
American 503, regional approach, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, American 503. 3,000, first auto open descent, 3,000 blue. This is awesome. We got downtown Dallas over there. We got a bunch of approach frequencies on. This is super cool. So we're still above our green dot speed there, so we're going to keep the airplane in a clean configuration right now. So that means no flaps, No gear.
FedEx 375 Heavy.
310, FedEx 275 Heavy.
American 503, descend maintain 2000, flight heading 210, vectors to final.
2000 heading 210, American 503. All right, 2000, 2000 blue, 210 heading set.
Roger, American 503, turn right heading 280, join localizer 3, right, report the field in sight.
Right turn heading 280, join a localizer. We're looking for the airport, American 503.
And 503, it's going to be a tight turn for you if you can bank in there.
Yes, sir, we're joining localizer now, American 503.
503, just let me know when you get the field in sight. FedEx 375, report the field in sight, 10 miles straight ahead.
All right, loc.
Field in sight,
capture.
traffic's in sight, FedEx 375 Heavy.
FedEx 375 Heavy,
right,
delete speed
is in
restriction,
sight.
clear for the visual, runway 31 left.
Cleared visual 31 left, FedEx 375 Heavy.
American 503 as the airport.
FedEx 503, clear for the visual, runway 31 right.
Put the visual approach, runway 31 right, American 503.
FedEx 503, good flying man, thanks for that.
It takes a little experience, but once you're at the point where you can reasonably guess what instruction's about to come at you next, be up on those controls and ready to dial in those turns as soon as you're given them. The phrase aviate, navigate, communicate is a priority of duty, but it's not a strict order. As you just heard, being quick on those turns really helps the controllers keep that nice, tight spacing. And the tighter they can keep it, the less likely the planes back in line behind you will need to be delayed.
Doesn't. That's why we get paid the
American
big bucks.
503, contact Love Tower now 123.7.
1237, American 503. Have a great night. Love Tower, good evening, American 503. 31 right.
American 503, Love Tower, runway 31 right, clear to land.
All right, clear to land. 31 right, American 503. Thanks.
Let's pause here and talk more about instrument approaches versus visual approaches from the approach controller's standpoint. Instrument approaches have really strict rules about how you can instruct a plane to join them. They have to join at a certain point or within a certain intercept angle and so forth. With a visual approach, if the pilot can see the runway or the traffic ahead of them, they can be cleared onto the visual approach from any angle and distance. And when they don't have to swing planes way out to 10 miles or beyond, like I mentioned in my last clip, they can keep things nice and tight and prevent traffic from getting backed up. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to hand fly the approach. You can, or you can still use whatever autopilot modes you want, and use whatever you see on the nav display to help you decide how to maneuver the plane onto final and into a nice stable approach behind the traffic ahead. But it does mean that you have to keep the field in sight as well as the traffic you were told to follow, because that safe intercept and spacing is now your responsibility, not the controller's. Last but not least, as Max mentioned, keep your speed up. There's no need to be down at V-approach or V-ref until you're about 5 miles out. Often you'll be given a specific speed to maintain until a certain point along the approach. But even if you're not, 170 knots until 5 miles is pretty standard, and slamming on the brakes any sooner than that is likely to cause a traffic jam behind you.
Alright, American 503, thanks. Alright, good land. Landing lights on, verified that. Looking good. Glide slope is alive, that's checked. We got beautiful downtown Dallas off our left-hand side there. That looks gorgeous. Beautiful. Alright, we got one dot above. Let's go gear down, please. Glide slope. Final approach speed.
November 2229er, contact
Next approach altitude set.
regional departure 124.3.
Let's verify that.
124.3, KT29er.
Hello, downtown Dallas. Coming off. Cat 1, check.
1,000.
Checked.
Tower, FedEx 275 Heavy is visual 31 left.
FedEx 375, Love Tower, runway 31 left, clear to land.
Alright, just manage
31 left,
speed
clear
here.
land,
Right on the
FedEx
glide slope.
275 Heavy. What's the wind?
Vertically and laterally, we're right on the center line. 3 on right checks. Right on speed, looking really good.
FedEx
2
375,
whites, 2 reds.
wind is 090 at 5.
Thanks.
I was looking at the wrong weather. FedEx 375, wind 310 at 9.
Roger that, FedEx 375 VA.
A little high, correcting.
100 above.
Raj.
Minimum.
Landing.
One 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Increased it.
Southwest 2012 runway 31 right, line up and wait.
Reverse.
Turn right, line up and wait, Southwest 2012.
Decel, manual braking, 80 knots idle. Alright, we're going to make the turn off right up here.
American 503, welcome to Love, exiting the runway, contact ground 121.75.
There may be a few people in the back of the plane who aren't even sure whether we landed yet. Personally, when I fly, I usually plan it on a little more firmly, and that way, no one has any doubt that a landing has occurred.
Alright, we're going to clear the hold short bars here, very important, clear of the runway, and then we're going to stop, because we haven't been given the clearance to do anything else.
Back when you were briefing the approach you were assigned, one key point to go over is which direction you need to turn off the runway. However, if you forget, at the very least, just turn off in any direction as quickly as you can. Now to be sure, turning off in the wrong direction can cause headaches for the ground controller, but what could cause a much bigger headache would be stopping on the runway to figure it out. So, ideally, check the turn off direction before you start the approach. But failing that, choose the lesser of the two remaining evils. Plan B is just get off in any direction and then stop to figure it out. Side note, in the US, almost every ground control frequency is 121 point something. So as a shortcut, sometimes when a US controller gives you the ground frequency, they only say the part after the decimal. Contact ground point 7 or monitor ground point 9 or something like that. If you hear that, the part before the decimal is always going to be 121.
Ground hello, American 503, Mike 5, we're going to 13 tonight.
American 503, give way to the Vision Jet. Not sure where he's going. Runway and taxi the ramp VMI.
Okay, give way to the Vision Jet and then taxi the ramp via Mike, American 503, good night.
Vision Jet 116 out. He's gone.
Alright, looking for the traffic here.
American 503, you can just continue.
Continue now, American 503. Alright, here we go. Okay, Mike to the ramp.
Looking around Southwest 248, pushback complete, ready to copy taxi.
Beautiful.
Southwest 2488, low ground, runway 31 right, taxi VMI.
Alright, so we
Clear
made
right
it.
via Mike, Southwest
Chrono,
2488.
hour and 31 minutes, and we blocked an hour 30. So, that's kind of amazing. Or airtime, I should say. So, we're right on
Southwest 1561,
schedule.
low ground, runway 31
I think.
Skyhawk,
Microsoft.
actually just good. Southwest
Wow, what an
2488,
amazing
full
simulator
short
this
of
is. Microsoft Flight Simulator is just absolutely
Ultra Mike 1, Southwest
greatness.
248.
It's, I mean, coming into Dallas, that beautiful scenery and just how the lights looked. I mean, it's an incredible sim.
Southwest 2488, contact the tower, 123.7, let them know you're holding short.
All right, we'll take a.
We'll
go
contact
park
tower,
next to
thank you very much,
Southwest.
Southwest 2488.
So we
Skyhawk
don't want
546, hold short of Mike, contact
to
tower,
ramp
123.7, let them know you're holding short.
Go here. Try and get nice and centered up. All right, stop.
Southwest 1561, monitor tower, 123.7.
Set parking brake. Engine 2, engine 1. The bleed on. We got a bunch of airplanes around us here. We got a Southwest pushing. That's pretty cool. We pull right into the gate and there's a Southwest pushing right next to us. That is awesome. That is super, super cool. All right, guys, so we're here. Jetway is coming up. Thank you, United Airlines, for the code share agreement with American today. That's very, very kind of you. We appreciate it. We're going to go up here and turn the beacon off. Beacon is off. Nav lights are off. Nav lights are on, excuse me. Seatbelt signs off. Leave that on. And that is it. Welcome to lovely Dallas, Texas.
We hope that you found it informative and helpful as you plan your own flights within VATUSA. Keep these videos bookmarked and refer back to them anytime for a refresher. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Max for a great ride and all the staff at VATUSA for inviting me to be a part of this. Once again, my name's Rob, and we hope that you'll stay safe in all of your travels and adventures on and off the VATSIM network. We'll see you again soon.
Hey everyone, from LAX right now, catching a flight back to New York. This has been such an amazing series to be a part of, and a huge thank you to VATUSA, Rob for his amazing narration, and just being a part of the series. I hope everyone has gained a lot of knowledge and a couple, hopefully one or two cool things out of it, and hope there might be a part 2 series at a later date. But again, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this, and a huge thank you to all the pilots, controllers who made this possible. It was really an awesome experience. So thanks again to Rob and the whole team. Hopefully see you for a series sometime soon. Bye-bye.